Asian markets showed gains as shares rose after Japan's Nikkei index rebounded, while gold climbed amid concerns over a U.S. government shutdown that could delay job reports. A man walks past a screen displaying Japan's Nikkei share average and exchange rate between yen and USD outside a brokerage in Tokyo, August 4, 2025. Rikado Iseikado. Summary. Oil prices fell on expectations of OPEC Plus production rise. China's manufacturing activity contracted for the sixth month in September. Euro Stoxx 50 futures dropped in early European trading. Tokyo, September 30th, Reuters. Shares in Asia edged higher on Tuesday and gold kept up its record ascent as markets weighed prospects for a U.S. government shutdown that would delay the release of closely watched jobs figures. Australia's dollar strengthened as central bank policy rates remained unchanged, with oil prices dropping amid OPEC Plus production optimism. China's manufacturing activity declined by 6 months in September, underlining weaker demand. Vice President J.D. Vance noted the government may face a shutdown following limited progress on budget negotiations with Trump's administration. A shutdown would halt employment data releases, spotlighting the Labor Department's JOLTS report on August job openings due later on Tuesday. It does look as though markets are bracing themselves for the likelihood that we will see a shutdown, said National Australia Bank FX research head Ray Attrell. MSCI's Broad Asia Pacific Index rose 0.3% to 0.1%, poised for a gain of 5.3% this month. Japan's Nikkei index added 0.1%, reversing earlier losses. China's blue chip CSI 300 rose 0.2%, marking its fifth straight month of gains since October 2017. The dollar slid 0.1% after Monday's decline of 0.6%, while the euro remained stable at $1.1724, and the Australian dollar strengthened against the greenback to 0.6605. Shutdown could leave Fed without key data. The U.S. JOLTS report is the first of several indicators expected ahead of the September employment report due Friday, which is considered key to the Federal Reserve's calculations for rate cuts. A prolonged government closure could leave the Fed flying blind on the economy when it meets on October 29th. However, analysts expect JOLTS to show job openings held firm at about 7.18 million in August. The most immediate implication for the markets is the shutdown may delay the release of certain data, including the critical non-farm payrolls report. Capital.com analyst Kyle Rada wrote, "The primary focus for market participants is currently the path forward for U.S. interest rates, with asset prices being supported by the notion that cuts are coming and they could end up being relatively deep. Without a deal, a U.S. government shutdown would begin from Wednesday, the same day new U.S. tariffs on heavy trucks, patented drugs, etc. are set to take effect." The White House announced revised tariffs on furniture and cabinets late on Monday that are due to kick in on October 14th. In Asian economic data, China's PMI rose to 49.8 in September versus 49.4 in August, below the 50 mark, separating growth from contraction. Japan's factory output fell more than expected in August, highlighting uncertainty in the economy. The Reserve Bank of Australia left its cash rate steady at 3.60%, citing inflation might be higher than forecast and the economic outlook uncertain. Economic and trade uncertainty fueled gold, reaching an all-time high of $3,866.99. Oil stayed weaker due to OPEC Plus production increase and Iraq's Kurdistan region resuming oil exports. U.S. crude fell 0.6% to $63.10 per barrel, and Brent slid to $67.53 per barrel, down 0.7% on the day. pan-regional Euro Stoxx 50, futures dropped 0.09%, German DAX futures fell 0.05%, and FTSE futures fell 0.11%. U.S. stock futures, the SP 500 E-minis, were down 0.05% at 6,710. Cryptocurrencies showed little change in Bitcoin at $114,289.88, and Ether declined 0.7% to $4,200.85. Reporting by Rocky Swift, editing by Jamie Freed and Clarence Fernandez. Our standards, the Thomson Reuters Trust Principles, opens new tab. https://www.thomsonreuters.com/n-about-us.html. Reports mainly on pharma. Retail and breaking news in Japan. Previously worked at U.S. Department of State and Bloomberg News before that. New College of Florida and University of Hawaii alum. Former Poynter and James Fellow.